What's up everybody, it's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel once again, and this weekend after the results of a very close poll, we are here to take a look at not one, not two, hang on, but three products from Samson's hair care. So yeah, if you follow my YouTube community tab or Instagram or Twitter, I guess, you probably knew that I really wanted to do, I wanted to bring back the budget stuff series this weekend, and I was thinking that a really good, potentially roasty first episode, well, not first episode, you know, comeback episode of that would be these new, like, Head and Shoulders styling products that came out. But I haven't been able to actually find them in stores, so I have to order them from Amazon or something, and so it just didn't happen in time, hence the poll, and here we are, because I had to review these anyway, so yes. Now, before we jump right into things, we've got a few quick things to go over. First of all, I think it's official that the summer of tank tops has come to a close. I know, it's kind of sad, but also kind of exciting, because that means that right now it is autumn, which is my favorite season, totally unlike every other person who lives in New England, ever. I just love how pretty the foliage gets. But now autumn, seriously, is my favorite season because it's cooler weather. Autumn red hair is back. Yes, bitch! And also the humidity has finally gone away, which if you're a coarse, wavy-haired person like myself, give me a fuck yeah, because now that means we can enjoy super cool hairstyles that don't frizz out and get curly after being outside for 20 minutes. And lastly, before we actually finally jump into this review, you may have noticed at the beginning of the video one of those little includes paid promotion things on the screen, and yeah, exciting news, your boy got a sponsorship. So you know what that means. We've made it to the big leagues. Also, there's now a lawnmower right outside my window, which isn't distracting at all. So for this video, I have partnered up with this clothing brand called Into the AM. They are a Southern California-based brand, and they make all kinds of super fucking comfy clothes. So like what I'm wearing right now, this is one of their basic tees, and I've got another one right here. They've got these in like a bazillion colors. They are cotton, no shitty itchy tags. And they make so many clothes. So they've got like their basic and V-neck shirts, which are just solid colors. And then they have all kinds of really cool graphic tees and all over print tees. They sell lots of tank tops. So you know your boy's gonna be getting some of those for next summer. Hoodies, jackets, joggers, they even make face masks. So, you know, since we should all be like kind and considerate humans, and wear your fucking mask when you're out in public. Now you can get some cool ones with designs on them and shit. They even have sticker packs with some of the really cool graphic designs on them. Let's crack into this bitch. Look at that. Look at these designs. You can get these on your shirt. And the coolest thing of all, they decided to support your boy, and this is the kind of sponsorship that I am into for this channel, because they gave me total control about how to present this ad. They didn't suggest, there's no script, there's no nothing. They just said like, hey, we want to be in your video, give us a shout out, do your thing, and I appreciate that. And they also gave me a 10% off discount code for you guys. So if you're into getting some really cool graphic tees or other comfy clothing, go ahead and support a brand that supports this channel. I'll put the link down in the description and the pinned comment below for you guys. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So today we are talking about three products from Samson's hair care. If you remember, I talked about their semi-matte pomade a while back, which I really enjoyed, and I had mentioned in that video that, you know, man, I'd like to really try their clay and their texture powder. So the boys over at Samson's heard that and are super awesome, and these showed up in my mailbox like a few days later, so thank you guys. We also have their brand new matte cream product, and I'm really excited to talk about that one. So let's get right into things. As far as packaging and pricing on the matte cream, this one comes in a 4-ounce amber glass jar with a white aluminum lid, and this one is gonna run you $19. Now they also, right now, are offering a special edition of this called the bench leg, which is you know, obviously it's perfect timing for Spooktober, because it's a spooky story, and they have a special like holographic jar with artwork of the bench leg creature on it, and that one has a special scent. So that one's gonna run you $22 if you want to pick up that one, and I may very well, because the jar looks super fucking cool, and look at that thing. It's fucking sick. And also the scent sounds insane. So the scent on this one is their like kind of Samson's signature scent, but the one on the bench leg is, let's see, look at my notes here, is tobacco, sandalwood, amber, vanilla, and patchouli. Bitch. Like literally everything right up my street. So I think I may be purchasing one of those very soon. Anyway, back to packaging and pricing. So in terms of the matte clay, this one comes in your 3-ounce white plastic jar with stick-on labeling on there, and this one will run you $18, although right now it is on sale for $16. And last but certainly not least, the texture powder. This comes in this 0.7 ounce or 18 gram? 19 gram plastic, I always want to say tube. It's not a, it's a, I guess, would you call this a jar? I don't know. Shaker? Bottle? Anyway, and this one runs $18 as well, but it is on sale right now for $15. So very quickly through the ingredients. The matte cream is, as most matte creams are, water-based, and then straight off the bat in the second spot, we got our best boy, kaolin clay. We also have some beeswax, microcrystalline wax, candelilla wax, bentonite clay in there as well, and then some preservatives and essential oils for the scent. Now, for their matte finish clay pomade, this one is also water-based. Then we've got microcrystalline wax, beeswax, candelilla wax, bentonite clay, then our boy kaolin. We also have some mango butter, grapeseed oil, and apricot kernel oil in this one. Now, for the texture powder, this bitch got some silica in the first spot, arrowroot powder, once again, kaolin clay, bentonite clay as well, avocado powder, aloe vera powder, and essential oils for the fragrance. Now, onto the scent. So all three of these are the signature scent, and they do have the notes of that printed right on the jar for each one. So the scent notes that we mentioned in the pomade video are bergamot, sandalwood, amber, and frankincense. So, let's nose into a bitch. It does smell great. This to me just screams barbershop. Like, to me, it's a little bit sweet and talcum powdery, but it is kind of balanced by those like subtle woody aromas. A great signature fragrance, so I can understand why they put that on all their products, because it smells great. All right, quickly into the scoop and breakdown on the two jar products, starting with the matte cream. I mean, you look at this thing and it looks, well, like a matte paste looking thing, but you go to scoop it out and, I mean, it scoops out effortlessly. It breaks down like a lotion, so it's just piece of cake to use, and it doesn't dry super fast, so you do have plenty of time to work that into the hair. Now, for the clay, scooping that out, it looks more and feels more like what you would expect for a water-based clay. You know, it's got some firmness to it, but it does scoop out easily. You can definitely feel the grittiness in there from the clays, as well as the waxiness from the waxes, and getting that broken down in the hands is easy. It's nice and smooth, doesn't take a whole lot of effort. There are no clumps or anything, so very easy to work with there as well. So let's move into the demo footage. So let's start out with the matte cream. Now, typically for matte products, I just like to apply them into blow-dried hair. I don't typically like to use them in damp hair as pre-stylers. However, this matte cream is literally made for that. So we're starting out here with freshly washed hair that is still damp. Now, I'm going in with a few spritzes of 25 spray. I mean, I use that as a base pre-styler for every single product I ever use, so we're just even playing field here, and that helps keep my hair from getting too frizzy or coarse. Now, going in with just a dime-sized scoop of the matte cream that applies like butter. As I mentioned, it doesn't start to dry or get sticky or anything, so it's very easy to work into damp hair and comb it through to get it evenly distributed. Then all that's left to do is blow dry that bitch, and bang! Man, you want to cosplay Johnny Bravo for Halloween, this is your product. I mean, seriously, look, I had to literally angle the camera up more on the tripod to get all of my hair in frame. Now, after that one small scoop and blow drying, it has definitely like a light to light medium hold at this point, and I have used this as a post styler as well into dry hair, and if you do that, it does dial the hold up to like a medium to medium firm, but to be honest, that double application of it was a little bit too dry for me. So instead, I like to actually pair this with the clay as the post-styling product. So jumping straight into that. So here we are with our hair that's been pre-styled with the matte cream, and then we're going in to finish that off with a dime-sized scoop of the clay. Now I will say here, the clay definitely has some grip to it when you're applying. I mean, you'll feel the stickiness from those waxes right away and the grittiness from the clay, but it's nothing overbearing. There's not much in the way of tug or pull or anything. It's just kind of reassuring, and it sets up the hold immediately. Now, another reason that I like to pair the matte cream with the clay is because, the matte cream is, well, matte, and so if your hair is super matte, it can end up looking a little bit dry. But the clay, and we mentioned during the ingredients segment that this has some mango butter and rapeseed oil in it, and as a result, I find that the clay gives me a nice, like, natural matte finish. It's not too matte, and it allows just, my hair has this kind of natural sheen to it. It's not like a low shine, it doesn't go that far, but it keeps my hair looking nicer, like more moisturized feeling and more conditioned than going like matte on top of matte. Now, in terms of endurance, I've been into this kind of like messy, spiky, kind of, I guess, callback to my 10th Doctor days, I don't know, thing lately. And so this is the same hairstyle that I had in that demo footage, and it's been, geez, 4 or 5 hours now, and we basically haven't moved. And this is, high volume, and it's like forward, and it really just, it's got a little bit of movement if you shake your head around, but it stays super pliable. So if I wanted to, I could, clean things up and get it into a more like normal style, or just kind of mess it up again. And it stays pliable all day long. And you can, that's like part of that wax content of the clay. So it's just very user-friendly, and I would say with the two of them together, dime-sized scoop of each, you've got a solid medium firm hold that lasts all day. And last but not least, onto the demo footage for the texture powder. Now this is something that you could of course use it on its own, but I like to use this on day 2 hair when I've styled the day before with something a little bit oilier. So like for this demo footage, this is day 2, the day before I styled with an oil-based clay. So you can see my hair is a little bit on the oilier side. The texture has started to get a little bit more like waxy, strandy looking, and I find that that's a perfect time to use a texture powder like this one. Just basically, I kind of like to spread my hair apart so I can get this really into the roots, and just sprinkle a little bit all over your head, and then just kind of ruffle and massage that in. And so as you can see now, it's brought my hair back to a more natural matte. It's got the texture a little coarser again, and it also bumps up any lost amount of hold. Now, because of the silica in there, this does also have that kind of thickening, volume boosting effect. So this is great for fine-haired folks as well, but it's not like overly thickening. And now one thing I've noticed with this compared to other texture powders, like some other ones are very akin to a dry shampoo where they really like suck the excess oil out of your hair and make it super duper matte. I don't find that with this one. It does a little bit of that, but I find this to just kind of keep your hair more in a natural state. You can get the dry shampoo effect if you use like a shitload of it, kind of like these guys. Remember this? Damn, look at all that powder on this dude's head. But, if you're using that much, then for me, it's just a little bit overboard. That's not how I personally like to use it. But hey, to each their own. Whew, all right, that was a mouthful of a video. But here we are, time for our final thoughts on the Samson's Matte Cream, Matte Clay Pomade, and Texture Powder. Yeah, 3 W's. All of these are great. They deliver exactly on what they're supposed to be doing. Now the matte cream, for instance, like I've used several matte products that are meant to be pre-stylers, and usually for me that means they're gonna be dry as fuck and, just not great for my hair type. This one, no, not a problem at all. It works great, tons of volume, tons of texture, and can be used on its own, but like I said, I like to use it as a pre-styler and set up to finish with their clay, which again, just delivers great, works well, doesn't overly dry the hair, isn't too sticky, stays pliable, just everything that you would expect in a solid water-based clay. And the texture powder too, yeah, so like I said, it doesn't quite, remove excess oil as much as other texture powders, but I think in the realm of actually adding volume and texture and a bit of hold, yeah, this is like money. Really great stuff, great signature scent. And yeah, So good shit. So that wraps things up for this video, guys. Once again, I would like to thank Into the AM for sponsoring this video and letting me just do my thing with the ad. Very cool. So again, I've got that link for you down below if you want to go check them out and save you 10%. Please stay tuned, got plenty of stuff coming down the pipe. I am getting back into budget stuff, as I mentioned, and we've got several other reviews still in my backlog queue. So if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with everything. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.